Should you get your real estate license as an investor? The simple answer is yes. And in this video, I'm gonna give you guys my top 10 reasons as to why you should and how it'll benefit you. What's up, guys? My name is Lillian Chuckweezy, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I drop multiple videos a week about real estate, investing, entrepreneurship, and personal finance. And all I ask is that you please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I drop the next video. So let's get into it. All right, so quick backstory. I actually did not want to get my license when I first got into wholesaling and real estate investing because I felt like it would be more of a hindrance, because a lot of people would tell me that, you know, you need to do disclosures, constantly disclose anytime you're talking to anybody that you're currently licensed. And I felt like that might be a roadblock. However, I'm gonna tell you guys a lot of the benefits that I think pretty much override any of the cons that might come with having your license. And hopefully these benefits will help you guys understand that it is better to have your license. The first reason, which is because regulation is coming. There's a lot of flexibility when it comes to real estate wholesaling, and you know, when the government when they can't control something, you know, obviously they want to control it. So I think that's where it's headed. So yeah, regulation is coming and we can't avoid it. So it's just best to get your license to avoid that. Better be prepared than to not be prepared. So my second reason as to why you should get your real estate license is because it'll give you a better understanding of real estate overall. In the process of getting your real estate license, you'll see in the courses that you're going to take and the pre-licensing requirements that they kind of go through a lot of the law side of things. However, it's still good because it'll give you a general understanding of the basics and everything that you should really, you know, comprehend when it comes to real estate. You know, besides the law and compliance, it'll give you a basic understanding of, you know, lead generation and marketing, you know, how to talk to sellers, how to talk to buyers. It doesn't go too deep into that, but it just gives you a really, really baseline education of, you know, how to do those things, and of course how to utilize the contracts and properly fill them out. So those are just some things that, you know, you'll learn within the process of getting your real estate license. And also, you know, if you do any traditional deals, you'll know that as well. So it's just good to have that education. So my third reason why you should get your real estate license is simply because of credibility. Now, it's really easy to convince somebody that you are credible because, you know, as a real estate agent, you have to follow a code of ethics. So they know that you're kind of held to a higher standard, because otherwise you can lose your license, you know, if you're not doing business ethically. So people, sellers, you know, they know that. So they automatically hold you to a higher standard because they know that you have to do good business. Otherwise, you could lose your license, get fined, and even go to jail. So credibility is a huge factor as to why you should get your real estate license. All right, so the fourth benefit of getting your real estate license is the fact that you can basically get paid to buy your own properties. Now, for example, if you buy a property, let's say that's worth $100,000, and you as the buying agent come in, there is a 6% commission on it, right? So that means out of the $100,000, the seller will pay out 6% to the selling agent and the buyer's agent. So that means there's going to be a split between that 6% of 3% and 3%. So the selling agent or the listing agent will get 3%, and the buying agent, which is you, will get that other 3%. So obviously, out of the $6,000 that the seller pays out to you for commission, you'll get $3,000 of that. So obviously that's more of a bonus, but it's something to consider. Now, the fifth reason on the flip side of that is if you list your own properties. Let's say you list a $100,000 property. Obviously, if you're the listing agent, you don't have to pay that 6% at all, and that just stays in your pocket. So boom, automatically you save that $6,000 that you were gonna initially pay to the listing agent and a buying agent. So that's always nice as well. So being able to list your property is also a bonus. Now, the sixth reason to get your real estate license is simply for the networking opportunities. Now, normally as an investor, you can definitely build up your network to include the same people and the same professionals in a real estate agent's network. But I believe that, you know, as a real estate agent, you're automatically thrown into a network of people, and you automatically have a group of other agents, sometimes more experienced agents, who are able to basically provide you with their own network. So, you know, when it comes to appraisers, inspectors, contractors, I feel like it's just a little bit easier to just get your hands on, you know, a good group of other professionals that you can work with. So I believe that, you know, being an agent will allow you to build your network pretty fast, and also, you know, as well as having the credibility aspect to it of these people just knowing that you're licensed and that you're pretty much ready to do business. So my seventh and most favorite reason as to why you should get your real estate license and why I got my real estate license is because I wanted to monetize my dead leads. So as an investor or coming from, you know, doing some wholesaling, you know, you do a lot of marketing listing and you come across sellers who don't necessarily fit the bill when it comes to, selling their house for cash. Sometimes they want to sell and they want to get a lot of times they want to get that highest full market retail value. And as an investor, you typically can't give that to them on a cash offer. So if they can't accept your cash offer, now being licensed, you have another option that you can present them with, which is being able to list their property and put it out there on the MLS to try to get that, high full market retail price. Now, if you're an investor or if you've done some wholesaling, you understand that, the investing side or the cash deals, they only typically take up about 5% of the market, whereas though most people sell their houses with a real estate agent. So the agents have 95% of the market. So if you're doing marketing as an investor and you're trying to get these deals, you're going to 100% guarantee you're going to come across people who want to sell and get that high price. And, sometimes they can get it, depending on the condition of their house and everything like that. So now being licensed, you're able to offer them this other option and still, keep these leads in-house and be able to monetize them instead of them just falling off and just being dead leads that you can't really work with. Now you have an option and you're able to help the seller by being licensed. So reason number 8 that you should get your real estate license is, it ties back into reason number 7. Even if you don't want to do the traditional way of real estate, being an agent and everything like that, if you're simply just running the investor model, it's still good to have your license because you don't have to necessarily take on the listings yourself or even like the dealing with buyers and everything like that. You don't necessarily have to do that work. You don't have to be a selling agent or a buying agent. You can simply refer that work out to other agents. So let's say you come across a deal and somebody wants you to list their house for $100,000, right? And the commission will be a 6% commission that they'll pay. Now, normally, if somebody buys the house and they have a buyer's agent, it'll be 3% and 3%. 3% going to you as a listing agent and 3% going to the buyer's agent. However, if you don't even want to be a part of it, you can simply refer that out. And I think that's a really big benefit to be able to refer your own leads to some other real estate agents who can then close the deal and take about half of the commission split. So it's simply being able to refer your leads out to other agents so they can essentially close the deal and get it sold off, and you can still reap the benefits of that lead. The whole point of this is being able to monetize all the leads you get, because as investors you spend a lot of money in marketing and you don't want your leads to go to waste. I know it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money to get these leads, and for them to go to waste is really just it's no benefit to anybody. So if you can find ways within having your real estate license to be able to still monetize these leads and still help these sellers sell their houses, then I think it's a win-win for everybody. Now, the 9th reason as to why you should get your real estate license is because you have access to the MLS, which is the multiple listing service. And this basically gives you the ability to do so many things. As an investor, you can literally spend time every day to find deals strictly off the MLS. I know a lot of investors who are actually just doing deals off the MLS, which is crazy because competition is so high with buyers and inventory is so low. A lot of these people who are looking to sell are working with real estate agents as they normally do, but it's just so crazy right now that people are just going on the MLS, and that's where they're finding a lot of deals. A lot of these investment deals, a lot of these fixer-uppers, that's where they're finding them. So you can literally, as an investor, and you have being a licensed agent, you have the ability to just scan the whole MLS. You can set alerts to get certain properties, to get notified when certain properties come on the market. And I know I have a friend who literally just spends 2 or 3 hours a day looking at the recent listings for certain properties that have certain keywords like, cash offer or investment deal or fixer upper. And you can check those immediately and basically get first dibs if you're on top of it to be able to make these offers to these sellers and get a good investment deal. Also with the MLS, obviously it's the most accurate source for real estate data, so being able to pull comps is huge. I know there's a lot of other programs that you can use to pull comps and even free websites, but obviously when you're going straight to the main source, you're just going to get the most accurate data, period. So along with having access to the MLS, you can find things like homeowners, what specific property they owned, how much they owe on the property. You can find all types of things, and basically the MLS is just a tool that I feel like will be really beneficial in your business. If you're specifically just being an investor, I think it'll just help you in so many ways that I can even count. So yeah, that's another reason why you should get your real estate license. And you can even, find cash buyers on there by looking up, the last recent sales in the last 30 days in a specific area. I think that is really, really huge when it comes to your investing business. And my 10th reason as to why you should get your real estate license is simply because of all the things that I laid out. You can do all those things without having to rely on a real estate agent. Before I got licensed, I was, when I first got started investing, I was contacting agents. I had a friend who I had that was running comps for me, and I was asking her all these questions. And, basically, once you put that on an agent, now you're running on their time. And that was really annoying. And I know that she didn't also, she wasn't too fond of just, pulling comps for me whenever I wanted to. And I couldn't expect her to do that. But as an agent, if you're licensed yourself, obviously you can basically cut that out and just do it yourself and, get the results faster than anybody would else be able to get to you. So yeah, you don't have to rely on anybody but yourself. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna ask me, like, what are the downsides of having your license? And as I stated earlier, the only downside for me was having to constantly disclose to people that I am licensed. For whatever reason, I guess it was a limiting belief in my head that I'm thinking that maybe they might not wanna work with me, because some people don't wanna work with agents. But because I have the investing model dialed in and now I'm licensed, I have more options. So I honestly don't think having to disclose that you're an agent is a downside, but I haven't been that licensed for that long, so I will keep you guys posted on that, but I don't think it'll affect me too much. Another thing that people talk about is the ethics side of it. Obviously there's nothing wrong with being held to a higher standard for the ethical side of things, because you should be ethical regardless. You should be doing ethical business. I mean, that's just how you should do business in general. But I feel like, being held to that higher standard is actually better for you, because now people know that, you have to do good business, as I mentioned earlier, and I think that's just a plus, honestly. Now, I think one of the downsides that people are more concerned about are all the fees that comes with being a real estate agent. Now, there are certain fees that come with being licensed. Now, I know for me in the state of Pennsylvania, obviously I had to pay for my pre-licensing course, I had to pay for the test itself, I have to pay to join a brokerage, and there's a couple other more fees that come with even being a part of a brokerage. But all in all, it might equal out to about $1,000 to $1,500 just to get my license, and then it'll be a couple dollars, probably like $100 a month. I think for my brokerage in particular, which is EXP, it's going to be $85 a month, and that includes like my tech fee and my broker review fee. So to keep your license, it's not that expensive. To get your license, it's honestly not that expensive. Even if you spend $1,500 to get your license, you can get that back in one deal. So it's really up to you, but I don't think it's that expensive personally, with all the benefits that come with being licensed. And then of course you have your continuing education fees, and obviously the time that you have to put into your continuous education. So that might be another downside, but again, I don't think it's that big of a downside to having your license. That comes with all the upside. I haven't been an agent that long to even get to the continuing education part, but again, I don't think it's going to be that much work to get the continuing education requirements, especially because I believe it's only a couple hours compared to all the hours that I spent to get my license. So I just don't think it's that big of an issue when it comes to, again, all the upside that it has, with being an agent. And I will say, when it comes to choosing a brokerage, when you are getting licensed, I would really recommend that you make sure whatever brokerage you go to is investor friendly. You can continue to do your wholesale deals, maybe creative financing deals that you're doing, but make sure that you're able to still, run your investing model and still be able to transact those same deals within your brokerage. And I think that's really important. I chose EXP because I knew other wholesalers that were doing deals within EXP, and there's so many other benefits that I can list. I think it's a great company to really just build wealth and, basically make a lot of money. But that'll be another video that I go into if you guys are interested. So there you have it, guys. Please go ahead and like the video if you did like the video. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell for more videos, and please share this video with a friend who is also considering getting their license, who's an investor, or who just wants to become an agent and, run that side. Just share it with somebody who you think it might help. So stay safe and stay blessed, and I'll see you guys on the next video.